Alright, so today I'm going to be building some shelving and I'm going to show you guys everything that I do. I've got this linen closet here that I'm fitting out, and what we're going to be doing is having shelves coming all the way up on the left hand side, and it's going to be left open on the right hand side for your brooms and vacuum to go in. And when people build shelves, there's one problem I see a lot, and that's having your whole shelf at the front here unsupported. And what normally happens is that after a month or two, you put your towels in the shelving, you put whatever you need on the shelving, and it starts to bow really bad really quickly. Give it a couple years and that shelf just has a huge banana in it. So I'm also going to share with you guys what I do to prevent that. The very first thing you want to do is just get your dimensions and draw up a plan on what you want your shelves to look like. As I said before, we've got this long skinny one on the side, and that's going to be for the brooms. We've got a taller shelf at the bottom, and that's going to be for big containers. And then after that, we've got a few skinnier shelves before we got a bigger one at the top. With that plan, I'm just going to get straight to it. And we're just going to start marking exactly where they're going on the wall. And one thing you need to do when you mark out your shelves is you don't actually want to mark the top of where your shelf is going. And just for a demonstration, this is the top of my shelf right there. We don't actually need that mark. What you need to do is work out what you're building your shelf out of, and then you want to come down and actually mark the bottom of the shelf. And this will all make sense in a second. And what we essentially will be doing is putting timbers along the wall, and then our shelf will sit on top of those timbers. So we need that mark there to start with, so we know where we're putting those timbers to. And once those timbers are installed, our shelf will sit right on top of it. So we've got the top shelf there, we've got all our marks on the wall. We'll level those across in a second, and the other one I want to do is for the broom closet. But I think what we'll do is go 480 to the inside of it, and that will be the other side there. Now, the next thing we want to do is we've got our marks, and we just want to transfer them to the sides of the wall. We want them ran all the way across the back of the wall as well, or at least in my case, to this dividing piece. And you can do this a couple different ways. Obviously, a spirit level is always going to work, so we can get that right there. And you don't need to do a full line. This will be hidden. You can always just do a few marks across, and they're just going to be your reference points, so when you're holding your timber up, you know where to screw it to. But if you have access to one, using the laser level is going to make your life even easier. One thing you got to be careful about though, is the actual laser is a few mil thick. So I've got my pencil line on the top. If I block a bit of that laser, it's a bit easier to see. But I've lined that laser up going down from the pencil line. So what I can do now is just see the laser over here, and we can just do a mark across there. Just going to tick that down and do the same thing over here. Alright, so for demonstration purposes, I've gone through and we've just marked out all the lines all the way across. And if we take a step back, it gives us a good visual idea on how all these shelves are going to look. And with that marked out, we can actually start building these shelves now. And the first thing we're going to do is screw on some timber to the wall, and this is going to be our ledger board. Now, I bought this stuff the other day. It's just pine, and I've gone through and done a primer coat. I've done the primer coat, and once it's actually screwed onto the wall, I will go through and do the proper coat on top of it. Now, the first pieces I want to start with are going to be on this side here. Our shelves are only going to be 455 wide, and I do actually want to have the end piece finishing a little bit back. So I want the side panel to actually finish at about 405, right about there. And I do want to very lightly transfer this mark going down the wall. And the reason I want to do that is to make sure all of our ledger boards are going to finish in the exact same line. Because if this internal corner was out ever so slightly, and I cut all those boards at the same measurement, once I put them all in hard to, we could actually have a very slight wave at the front there. If we make our way down here, we can see that one is about 403, and then they do change ever so slightly. So I'm going to get all my measurements, write them down, and we'll cut these few boards to start with. I've now got a drill, and I'm actually going to use this to go through and mark my holes. The very first one is going right in this corner because we do have a stud right there. I'm going to mark that hole, and then I'm just doing one in the middle and one towards the front. Now for these two holes that aren't going into the stud, I'm going to drill them through with an 11mm drill bit, and we've got these plaster plugs that we're going to chuck in. So we've got those two holes there, and then by hand we can get a Phillips head driver and we can screw this into the wall. And then we can just pre-drill this one with a smaller bit going straight into the stud. Alright, so we've got that prepped ready to go. The last thing I'm going to do is get a countersink bit. I'm just going to round out where the head of the screw is going to go. And now we can put this piece into the wall. Alright, so there we go. There's that first piece on the wall. That thing is solid. Now I'm just going to repeat the process with the rest of them, and we'll just go down and get that ready the whole way through. Sweet, so they're all set up on that left-hand side. Because those shelves are only going into there, I don't need to do anything on this side for most of them, apart from that top one, because we're going to have the shelf go all the way across. So I've also got something prepped up on that side. And now we're ready to start doing all of the rails that go along the back. So I've got the top one here, and this is going to go the whole way across. And if that's cut right, I can just sit that in place. And for the entire back rail, we can go through, find the studs, and screw this directly into the studs. I can go through at an angle and get the corner studs on both sides, but for the rest of these shelves here, we've actually got a stud running right down there. So we can screw into that stud, there's a stud there, stud here, and stud in the corner, so we don't need to worry about doing those plaster plugs anymore. Alright, so we still have a few rails to do. Before we chuck any more in though, we actually want to get the side panel in. And I've just measured it from the floor to the top of this rail here. We're looking at 1692. So I'm going to get my truck saw out, I'm going to cut this to the right size. And the other thing I need to do is do a small checkout so that that panel can sit around this rail here. Alright, so this is what we are using for all the shelves. This is our particle board and it is only 16mm thick. Ideally, I probably would have liked something at 18 to 20mm. This is the only thing in stock though, and it's still going to be fine as long as we do put something in to support the front of the shelves. Even if this was a 20mm board, we still need to support the front of the shelves, otherwise they will get bows. And we're almost up to that stage, and I'll be talking about that in just a second. For now though, this thing should tuck in like that. And that's looking quite nice there. What we'll do is go through and screw through this board into those rails, and that's going to hold that in place. It also gives us a good look on how big this broom closet's going to be. If we screw it up, we've pretty much got that amount of room for the brooms in there, which I think is a great space. And I will be going through filling these holes and repainting the rails. Anything going through the actual shelving though, I'm not going to be repainting this. So instead of filling those holes, I've actually got this pack of press and screw caps. We can see that these should just click into the screw like that. And now with that side panel in, I've cut a few more rails and these are going to go up against the side panel. We'll chuck some glue on them. Make sure those screws are going to go through and hold into that panel without penetrating the other side. So what a lot of people do when they're building shelving is exactly this, and they might leave it at that. Then they'll cut the shelves and sit it on top, screw it down, and over time you're gonna get a big bow in the middle. And another very common thing that people do is they'll just get a bit of timber that actually goes all the way up through the middle of the shelving, and that will help support every single one. And that does work. The only problem with that though is that instead of having a big wide meter shelf now, you got this big breaker in the middle, and that just does my head in trying to reach around and try to get stuff in there. So what I find to be the best way to build shelving without it bowing down is we'll cut another one of these rails, and it's gonna go from there all the way through and get screwed into that rail there. And these rails I'm using are pine. They're 42 by 18 mil. And even though they are quite small, that 42 mil running across there acts as a beam, and you'll be surprised about how much weight that can really hold. That's gonna reinforce the shelf once you put the shelf in, and you're not gonna have that bow in a few months. Now to get this measurement at the front, I've done a few things. Firstly, I measured what we have at the back, and that was really consistent from the top to the bottom. And then the other thing I did was get my speed square, make sure that this thing is square. And if I pull it over there, that's square. I'm all holding it completely square. I've gone through and done a few measurements at the front. All the measurements are the same, meaning that our walls are straight with each other. This is square. And now I'm gonna go through and cut 4 of our rails to go through the front here. So let's glue this up. And then we sit that there. So that's pretty much all the hard work done. Everything's framed up, we're ready to put our shelves on. I'm just gonna take a quick break now. I'm gonna go through, fill in every single screw hole, paint these rails again, get everything looking pretty, and then once that's done, I'll come back and we'll start putting the shelves in. Alright, so now we're ready to cut in all the shelving. We are using the same stuff we've got here, which has a depth of 445. So for all the shelves, we're gonna keep the depth the exact same, and it's gonna finish flush with that there, so that these rails are actually set back about 30 mil. So we'll get the first one. I'm pretty sure they all measure the same. I've got about 1147, and I'm gonna cut that at 1145. We'll take 2 mil off it. And this is something that I was expecting to happen. We've got a gap along the back there. And the reason for that is when I tried to plaster up this corner, I went a bit too heavy, and I put a bit too much plaster on that corner, so that wall's actually straight, and then it kicks in for that corner. And we can see that happening right there. That corner's hard to the wall. Then we've got the gap the entire way through. So once I've cut every single shelf to the right size, I'm gonna slide them in, and then I can see exactly what we're gonna take out of. And in this corner right here, I'm just gonna cut out a very tiny bit going through there. And then this whole shelf will push all the way back to the wall, and we'll be able to get that flush. And I've actually made a really big mistake while building this. It's something I've never done before, but I'm gonna share it with you guys just so you don't do the same thing. But what I've got here is my stud opening, which isn't final. I've actually need to get another stud on either side there before I put the bifold doors on. So the entrance is gonna get a little bit smaller. And I know I'm gonna put a stud on either side. The reason I haven't done that yet though, is so that it's a bit easier to build this and I can slide the shelves in. And I thought I worked out the math perfectly, that I can get my shelf, it can hit the stud there, and then slide it on that way. But we can see my math was off, and we're out by about 5 to 10 mil. So what I've had to do is do a very small checkout out of the stud there, and that shelf can now slide into that stud, and we've got heaps of room to get it in. So I really screwed up with that. If you guys do have an opening that's already framed up, you can obviously still do this. You need to change the order on how you do everything though. What I would recommend is if you had shelves that were going to struggle to get in there, start with building the bottom one. So do the framework for the bottom one, and you can slide that first shelf in all the way from the top going down, and then do the next one. Alternatively, what you could do is put the shelving in as soon as you've done those back 2 rails, and have the shelves in before you do the divider panel. I am a little bit frustrated and embarrassed that I screwed up the math. Obviously, these are some skinny shelves. If that one was higher up, even by the smallest bit, by 10 mil, I would have had enough room to go up on the angle and slide these in. Alright, so all the shelves are in. We've also gone through and done that top one, which goes all the way across. And now, the last thing to do is screw them off. I do always recommend starting from the bottom and working your way up. The reason for that is just in case you're struggling to get your drill in there, you can always lift the shelf up above you, and that gives you more room to work with. So what I might do is actually pull everything out of the way. I can lift this up, and I'm building these shelves to stay here. So I want to make sure they're not going to move. We'll get some glue, and I'm going to glue them down onto these rails. I'm making sure we are completely flush here, and I will also get a screw going through that way just to help and make sure they don't move over time. And the rails we put in do have a bit of movement, as we can see. So I'm going to measure, I've got exactly 25 mil there, and I'm just going to make sure it is consistent the whole way through. Everything's screwed down. The last thing we're going to do is get these little white covers and chuck them over every single screw. And with these little covers on, you're pretty much done. Well, I'm going to personally go through and I'm going to go around and caulk all the gaps around these shelves just to make it as pretty as possible. But if we have a look at it, there you go. There's an easy way to build your shelving, and adding these in means it's not going to sag and you don't have an annoying post going up right through the middle.